How can you tell whether or not you are growing as a person? You know you are growing as a person when things that used to bother you, things that used to trigger you, things that you experience today that your old self would be bothered by, or your old self would react to in a negative manner, and you have those similar or same experiences today, and they no longer faze you. They no longer get a reaction out of you. That is how you know you are growing as a person. When you are continuing to grow and to learn and to discover new parts about yourself, you are in the moment. You might have reactions, and you are going to have to self-reflect from those actions. Like maybe you are going to be in the middle of a life event where it is going to get a reaction out of you, and you are going to have to self-reflect after that experience and ask yourself, what can you do differently to have a ultimate better experience for the next time? Not just for those around you, but for yourself. What can you do differently? Let's just say if someone was talking politics, was the first thing that came to mind. Let's just say if someone's talking politics and you may happen to disagree with what is being said, and you have a reaction towards such thing. After that reaction, self-reflect. Mainly when you're by yourself. For me, that's what I do, is self-reflect from your past actions. Not just with this context or this situation, but with just about everything. Self-reflect. What can you do differently to have a better experience? Or what can you do differently that maybe it wasn't so much of a bad thing of whatever it is you did or reacted or said, but maybe what can you do differently to ultimately have a better experience or a better reaction, or something that you could have said better or worded differently. Things like that. When you have self-reflection, is huge when it comes to growth. You have to self-reflect a lot and really ask yourself, some of life's tough questions. Like you are where you are ultimately because of your choices and your actions. Life's events are going to happen, and you are going to have to self-reflect off of your attitude and ask yourself, how can you improve your attitude for the next time that same experience may occur, or a very similar a situation may occur. You are going to have to self-reflect and improve and learn from it and grow from it. Now, you are growing as a person. Again, when things that used to bother you, trigger you, get a negative reaction out of you, whether it's externally, meaning within the outside world, or whether you keep to yourself and it's internally, you keep it in here within your mind. You are going to have to self-reflect and grow and learn. Let's just say again, if something happens and you may react, that's an external reaction, and ask yourself, was that really necessary? Did that really deserve a reaction? And if it's internally, meaning maybe something is being said that you may disagree with, or maybe a life event is happening, whatever it may be, and you want to react, or it's bothering you, or it's triggering you, maybe it's agitating you a little bit. Like my disability is one thing that has a very plays a very big factor when it comes to my mental health, because my disability is not only unpredictable, but my disability has the potential, potential is not the right word, but my disability has a way of making today a little bit more harder because of my fatigueness, because of my strength. You know, like I just made a video talking about how I was struggling quite a bit with my fatigueness, and I had to adapt in ways that I hadn't had to do so in quite some time. I made a video talking about that recently, and that really can get to you mentally. Now, of course, over time, now me being where I am and me having the growth that I've gone through and overcame and conquered, in a sense, I have a lot of things that used to bother me and trigger me and agitate me, again, in this context with my disability, it no longer phases me so much. Sure, some things may get to me a little bit, you know, that's normal. But note that that situation in this context no longer gets to me like how it used to. And what I'm trying to say here, and the reason why I brought that up, is because there are going to be things that are going to mentally trigger you and agitate you and get to you mentally. And you are going to have to find a way to self-reflect off of what's going on in here and work through them. And ultimately, simply work through them and work on. If you can remember anything from this video, I want you to understand this. In order to grow, you are going to have to self-reflect from who you are and where you are. And when you self-reflect, the only person that should be in this equation is you. Because it is ultimately you that can get you to where it is you want to go, or it is only you that can get you to, it is only you that can put you where you are, and it is only you that can get you to where it is you may want to go. I love you. I appreciate you. Again, remember, self-reflect, continue to learn, to grow, and most importantly, grow through what you go through. Much love.